Section 1. The Blueprint of a Builder. Introducing George Bishop. Every great story of success has a beginning, a moment where a simple idea takes root and begins to grow. For George Bishop, that story began not with a grand vision of a vast empire, but with a fundamental desire to build things and to understand how the world of commerce truly worked. From his earliest days, he was an observer, someone who watched the exchange of goods and services with a keen and curious eye. He learned by participating, taking on small jobs that many would overlook, and with each task, he gathered not just a little money, but a wealth of practical knowledge. He understood that every dollar saved from these humble beginnings was a seed he could later plant in the soil of his own ambition, a down payment on a future he intended to construct with his own two hands. This will walk you through the timeline of George Bishop's journey. It is a story told not in leaps and bounds, but in deliberate, steady steps. We will trace his path from a young man with a simple goal to a respected business owner with a fortune built on patience and wisdom. This is not a tale of risky bets or overnight sensationalism. It is a chronicle of methodical progress, a blueprint that reveals how small, consistent actions can lead to extraordinary results. We will explore how he started, how he grew. Section 2. Laying the Foundation. The first steps into business. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and for George Bishop, that pivotal step was taken at the age of 25. This was the year he transformed his savings and his accumulated knowledge into something tangible, his very first company. He opened a small service business, a humble operation dedicated to fixing items for the people in his local town. It was not a glamorous venture, but it was essential, and George poured all his energy into it. He was the chief repairman. He was the customer service representative. He was the bookkeeper, all at once. Every day was a lesson in the fundamentals of business. Managing time, managing resources, communicating with customers, understanding their needs. This initial period was defined by relentless hard work and a commitment to quality. George knew that in a small town, reputation was everything. He made sure every repair was done right. He learned to solve problems quickly and efficiently. His focus was not on rapid, explosive growth, but on building a solid, reliable foundation. He kept his prices fair. He maintained a strict watch over his costs. Slowly but surely, the business began to grow. With his first business stable and profitable, George Bishop did not rest on his laurels. Instead, he began to look for his next opportunity, but he did so with the same careful consideration that marked his initial venture. He did not chase trends or jump into unfamiliar industries. He meticulously studied the needs of his existing customers and the local market, searching for a gap logically connected to what he was already doing. He saw a clear opportunity in a field directly related to his repair services, a move that let him leverage his existing knowledge and customer base. This strategic patience is a hallmark of his business philosophy. He used the profits and stability of his first company as a launchpad. His second business sold parts tools. It supplied his own shop and other repair shops. This was a brilliant, synergistic move. The new company immediately had a guaranteed first customer, his original repair business. That instantly reduced the risk of starting a new venture. It also let his repair business get parts at a lower cost, increasing its profitability. He learned a powerful strategy. Use one successful enterprise to nurture the next. Use one successful enterprise to support the next, creating a cycle of mutual growth. As his business interests expanded, George Bishop realized he couldn't be the central figure in every decision. To grow, he had to learn to trust his team and build robust systems. He was a natural organizer and applied that talent to his companies. He meticulously documented processes, how to handle a customer service call, how to manage inventory. He created simple, clear rules for service standards, sales procedures, financial reporting. This wasn't about creating a rigid bureaucracy, but about ensuring consistency, quality, efficiency. He implemented simple tools to track work, productivity, payments. He used straightforward ledgers and reports that gave him a clear snapshot of each company's health. Every month he reviewed key numbers: revenue, expenses, profit. George Bishop's financial success was not an accident. It was the result of a disciplined, straightforward financial strategy, built on steady profits and intelligent capital allocation. From the start, he watched cash flow vigilantly. He knew cash is the lifeblood of any business, and he treated it with immense respect. Never spend every dollar the business earned. A big portion of profits was systematically set aside, creating a safety fund for lean times and downturns. That disciplined saving habit was non-negotiable. The profits not saved were reinvested with purpose. He used capital for strategic growth, buy better tools, secure more inventory, open new stores, develop new services. This sparked a powerful compounding effect, each investment generating more profit to reinvest. He also used profits to aggressively pay down debt. Low debt stuns business safety and resilience, so he avoided risky leverage. He built a separate personal portfolio of safe, stable assets. He avoided speculative, high-risk gambles. Instead, he invested in government bonds, diversified blue-chip stocks. Today, the collection of businesses George Bishop owns is a testament to his strategy of synergistic growth. The list is not long or complex. It is a small, focused group of companies that work together to create a whole that is far greater than the sum of its parts. Each entity has a clear purpose and plays a specific role within the larger ecosystem he has carefully constructed over the decades. He has intentionally kept his portfolio lean and manageable, resisting the temptation to diversify into areas outside of his core competencies. This focus has been a key driver of the group's overall strength and profitability. The cornerstone of his empire remains the company where it all began, Bishop Repair Co. This is the original service business, still operating and providing daily value to customers by fixing essential items. It is the heart of the operation, the place where the brand's reputation for trust and reliability was first forged. The second company is Bishop Parts and Tools. It supplies the repair company, ensuring it has what it needs at a competitive cost, while also serving other businesses and the general public, creating an independent and robust revenue stream. The third pillar of the portfolio is, when you distill the life's work of George Bishop down to its essence, you are left with a set of clear, powerful, and remarkably simple lessons. His journey is a powerful reminder that monumental success is often built not on complexity, but on the consistent application of basic principles. The first and most fundamental lesson is, start small. Learn by doing. George did not wait for the perfect idea or a large sum of capital. He started with a service he could provide. He learned the fundamentals of business firsthand, and he built from there. This hands-on education was more valuable than any degree. The second key lesson is the importance of building systems. George's success in scaling his operations came from creating and documenting repeatable processes. By establishing clear rules for how work should be done, he ensured quality and efficiency. That allowed him to delegate with confidence and focus on strategic growth. Rather than diversifying into random fields, George built a logical extension of his brand and his capabilities. The Parts and Tools Company generated higher profit margins, accelerating his financial growth. It strengthened his first company's market position by ensuring a reliable supply chain. A win for one business was a win for the other. He wasn't just adding another company. He was building a small, efficient ecosystem where each part made the whole stronger and more resilient. This careful, step-by-step expansion was a conscious choice. George understood that rapid, uncontrolled growth is often fragile. He ensured he had the resources, the knowledge, and the systems to manage the new addition without compromising his existing operation. He did not rush into debt or seek outside investors. He grew organically using the profits he had earned. This patient, calculated approach let him build a robust, sustainable business empire, one less vulnerable to market fluctuations and less vulnerable to economic downturns. He had transitioned from being a doer to being a leader. With strong systems and a trusted team, he looked beyond his local town. He opened a retail store in a neighboring city, testing the waters for geographic expansion. He launched a simple online shop to sell parts to a wider audience. He forged strategic partnerships with other local businesses, creating referral networks that brought in new customers. By applying the same brand name across these ventures, he amplified his reputation for quality and reliability, making it easier for people in new markets to trust his companies, and identifying new opportunities for growth. By the time he was 40, he owned 4 interconnected companies. Bishop Retail Store, a small chain of physical shops located in his home city and nearby towns. These stores serve as the public face of the brand, selling products from Bishop Parts and Tools directly to consumers and acting as drop-off points for the repair service. The final piece of the puzzle is Bishop Property Holdings. This entity owns the commercial buildings that house the businesses, as well as a few additional rental properties. This clever structure dramatically reduces overhead costs for the operating companies by eliminating rent payments and turns a major expense into an income-producing asset for the entire group. This interconnected network is a masterclass in business efficiency. The repair company is a guaranteed customer for the parts store. The retail stores provide a direct sales channel for the parts business and a convenient front end for the repair service. The property company provides stable, low-cost locations for the retail and service operations. He hires locally and consistently teaches valuable skills on the job, further embedding his businesses into the fabric of the community. This creates a virtuous cycle where each company supports and strengthens the others, enhancing profitability, reducing risk, and creating a formidable and resilient business collective. That's basically it. Not one home run. Decades of consistent saving, prudent reinvesting, and understanding compound growth. It showed his patient, cautious nature. True wealth. Not just how much you make, but how much you keep, and how effectively you put capital to work. He reached complete financial independence by 50, passive income covering living expenses. Ultimately, George Bishop's story shows how steady work, smart planning, and unwavering patience lead to profound success. His legacy is not just the fortune he built, but the straightforward path he cleared for others. The main lessons are easy to remember. Start small, build systems, save diligently, invest wisely, trust your team, contribute to your community. You don't need to be a genius or a daredevil to build financial freedom. Follow a simple, proven plan with discipline and commitment. One of his favorite rules is simple: save first, invest second.